Hi. In this video I'd like to talk about something you probably know a little bit about, but you've never really thought deeply about. We're told that all is energy. Everything is energy. Vibration of various wavelengths and frequencies. We're also told that matter is energy slowed down to the point where our senses can see it or feel it or hear it. But have you ever thought about this? We are like radio antennas, not just receivers, but transmitters. Now we know that we radiate bodily heat. And we know that the sun's rays are absorbed by our body. These are frequencies, these are wavelengths, these are vibration. But we ourselves, I'm talking about our physicality here, and our mental attributes and our mind, are frequencies, vibrations. And we are both a transmitter, that is, we radiate outwards, and we receive inwards. We know a lot of frequencies, for example cosmic rays, pass right through us and we don't feel them at all. We can feel heat waves from the sun. We can't feel ultraviolet, although we know it can be damaging our skin. So what's this got to do with you? This much. It belongs to us all, really. We radiate out what we are, and we receive frequencies back pertaining to or congruent with what we are. This is important to realise. You've heard the expression, birds of a feather flock together. Why is that so? Why do people who have a penchant for criminality suddenly find themselves surrounded by other criminals? Why do really religious people find themselves surrounded by religious people? And good people, kind people, find themselves in the main surrounded by good people. Like attracts like. Birds of a feather do flock together. What we give out, we get back. As you give, so shall you receive, says the biblical quote. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. In other words, if we're selfish, self-centered, you know the sort of people we'll bring into our life? Other self-centered and selfish people. If we're a kind person, we will find ourselves surrounded by kindness. Now, why are some people, well, we're all different, and yet we are all the same? We're all different because we're all made up of different conglomerations of wavelengths and patterns within our mind, within our bodies, which makes us look different, think differently, etc. But basically, deep down, we are all the same. We look out through our eyes, as I've said this in other videos, we look out through our eyes, assuming we have good sight, and we see a world out there, seemingly out there, whether we're 1 year of age, 5 years of age, 15 years of age, 50 years of age, or even my age, 88 years of age. And I'm sure 100-year-olds, if their eyesight's still good, are looking out and thinking, well, I'm in here. The world's out there. So what's separate? What seems to be separate? Our bodies seem to be separate. because our senses tell us this is so. But if you can imagine this, if you can imagine that there are infinite numbers of frequencies, infinite, we can't get our head around, our minds around the enormity of that word, infinite, endless, endless frequencies. Who knows, we could be looking up at the night sky and simply looking at the molecular structure of some huge giant. We don't know. Or we look through a microscope and we see things. Worlds within worlds down there. Infinite possibilities. The divine dichotomy says we're all separate and we are all one. We all think of ourselves as I am. What we add after that is not what we are. It's what we imagine ourselves to be. The temporary things, the skills we've learned, the professions we have. But the real us, we're all linked together. Not only are we all linked together, we are actually in contact with one another at deep levels of consciousness. Deep down, beyond our subconscious mind even, at the very deepest of levels, we are all one. That's why psychic phenomena exists. That's why the so-called things outside the perimeters of our measuring instruments and our senses are still there. They have to be there. Anything we can imagine is already there. We've imagined it into being. Ponder on this. You are an infinite being, linked to every other living and inanimate object. We are all one. Yes, all of us. All part of the whole.